Oh my God, I'm back on my bullshit. Really staying happy, it's so hard I just can't do it. Tried to fight 2 bouncers down in New Orleans. Spent too much time on Grindr, talking soft was clean. Started on my bank account till midnight, going out for the call. It's not you, it's me. Happiness is at my price range. Just stay in my lane, subsist on 40 ounces and chopped cheese. Started on my fragile masculinity. All I heard growing up is queer men can't be manly. Overcompensate with hypersexuality. Pick fights over little shit called integrity. So what I'm saying is all I do is wrong. All I do is harm. All I do is wrong. All I do is harm. And when I feel like this, it's all I do is wrong. All I do is harm. All I do is wrong. All I do is harm. Closing argument is all I do is wrong. All I do is harm. All I do is wrong. All I do is harm.
Proper. Thank you so much for being in the studio with us.
Thank you for having us.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Tell us who you are. Introduce everyone in the band.
I'll go first. Hi, my name is Natasha Rappo. I'm a Pisces. And,
Me too.
Yeah, Pisces for the win. And I play bass, sing backup sometimes, lead bassist, to be clear. That's me.
I don't have a cool tidbit. I don't know my sign. I'm Erik. I sing and play guitar. I don't know. I started out on trombone and then realized that wasn't going to get me. You know, and I was just like, why does anyone want to be in a band with me? And then my mom put me on guitar at 12 instead, and I missed the trombone.
I'm Eli Watson, the drummer / temporary cookie eater. I am a Capricorn sun, Leo rising,
Now y'all are just stuck.
Aquarius moon.
Okay.
Let's go. Capricorn, goats, boom.
And you live in Seattle, and I used to live outside Seattle. So I have something in common with everyone in the band.
Yo.
Nice.
Get it?
Yes.
And American. It's
Yes.
really nice to hang out with some Americans.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. We're all right.
Well,
Okay, yeah, let me calm
I
down.
mean, it's-
We're all right.
Okay.
You're on tour in the UK.
Yeah.
How you've been here for a week?
Yeah.
How's it been?
How has it been?
It's been nice.
It's been great. It's been great. We're just of that age. We're in our 30s and 40s. Where like a week to me has been feeling like I'm in a prison of my own making. It's been great. But, you know, like when you're at the end of it, this is the last thing we're doing. It's like I miss my bed. I miss my cats. I miss just laying down for more than 2 seconds. But God, this has been an amazing tour. It's always great when we come here. This is our 4th time, and every time is just immaculate. It's amazing. We're very grateful to be here.
What are some of the things you got to get up to on this run? I know you did your 2nd time at Manchester Punk.
Yes. New probably last night, right?
Yeah.
Junk Fest in Chester. We didn't know it was like a historically significant, like older city. So we like turned around the corner. It was just like, whoa, like it felt like walking through like, which it is, a 1,000-year-old place. I guess it used to be occupied by the Romans. So for me, it was that playing like the final show of the tour in this beautiful, like picturesque city. It was really a nice transition from London to Manchester to that for me.
For me, it was Wales, because I'd never been to Wales. I wasn't here on the last tour, and this is the first time, and the complete shift in everything going into that country was so cool. It's a different personality out there, a lot of real people, and it's also super, super fucking windy, because we played in Swansea, and on the beach. It's beautiful but windy, but I liked it.
There was a big storm named Dave. The storm.
Yeah,
You got to
Dave.
experience Dave.
The storm was named Dave?
Yeah.
That would make me feel like that's a little low pressure storm. It was a bad one?
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Oh, my
Sorry
buddy
for the
Dave.
It was a
out there.
name storm.
Okay, wow. Like usually,
It's like a really big deal.
like I need a biblical name to be like I'm staying inside. You know?
Oh,
Special fun moments.
let me think. The beach at
Swansea.
that was Swansea as well.
Yeah, that was
The
also
beach at
Wales.
Swansea, life changing, truly insane. A summer. I hope I'll be able to experience that one day during the summers over here. Getting Chinese food in a casino at 3 a.m. In London's Chinatown area after a very stressful drive, thinking that we wouldn't be able to get in to have the food. I think the security guard or manager just saw the look of pity and misery on our faces and was just like, "Come on in."
And it was so good.
It truly one of the best things I've had out here thus far, and maybe in general in all the times we've been out here. So shouts out Seventh Cat Kitchen if you're curious. London, Chinatown, go get it. Preferably don't do it later on in the night, because 9 times out of 10 then if you're driving a car there will probably be several people around it just moseying on about, and I will not provide any more details about that.
Amazing. Well, we love Chinese food and Wales, and we actually love the junk box people.
Oh, yeah,
Good people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about that first song that you played, Aesop Rocky type beat.
I'm pretty sure it was the first one for our second record. I spent the winter writing songs about getting better. I think, as is tradition with us, every tour is where we try out the new stuff. So I'm pretty sure on that tour, it's when we met Kev and not Connor. Was it Dave? Dave from Big Scary Monsters.
To be confused with the storm.
Not to be confused. I mean, that man is a hurricane of a man in the best possible way. Love you, Dave. And, we were test driving that song, and I forget which other one's off that record, but we just knew it would be the lead single. Writing it, I just kind of focus on one line and build stuff around it. And I've said this on a thing prior where for once it was the first line of the song, and usually it's just a random line. I'm like, how do I get to this line and make it make sense? And it's a quick 90-second thing. I remember Tosh wasn't here for the first record writing process, so her and I very much felt like we had a lot to prove, which I'll let you get into on your own in a second. But there's this moment at the end where it's a D beat, and I feel like I saw Elijah perk up, getting to do some really crazy hardcore stuff. I like to keep them on their toes when writing songs, and I feel like that was the first real moment of oh wow, Erik likes to do some weird stuff. Only for 20 seconds, and then it never happens again. But that was a really cool, that song coming together, being we all clicked and be you get what I'm trying to do? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and it's just really fun for me.
The bass line is absolutely unnecessarily complicated. I do not need to be moving my fingers that much for a 90-second song, but I wrote it to prove something, as Erik said. I regret it as an adult because I'm not as nimble as before, but it's an awesome song. It's one of the few songs we have a music video out on that we shot together when we all lived in Brooklyn.
Awesome. So let's get into the next song. Ready, set, let's go.
Worship me, I won't mislead you. I'll pretend to be humble if that's what you like, or your favorite opinionated heretic, whatever gets that swipe. Cause you deserve to be in love with somebody, why not me? Add me to your list, little obsessions, close it, open, already read it, refreshing. Stare you in sugar and plastic, your complete devotion, I'll have it. Vicariously, you can live lavish, gold-plated, I'll be a bad habit. Stare you in sugar and plastic, your complete devotion, I'll have it. Vicariously, you can live lavish, gold-plated, I'll be a bad habit. Yellow journalism, purple prose, are you familiar with either of those? Doesn't matter, I'll be your favorite color palette, so long as you respect my post. It's a race to the bottom every day, it's all the same thing. it's all the same thing. It's a race for the paycheck every day. Can you really blame me? Tear you in sugar and plastic. Your complete devotion, I'll have it. Vicariously, you can't live lavish. Gold-plated, I'll be your bad habit. Tear you in sugar and plastic. Your complete devotion, I'll have it. Vicariously, you can't live lavish. Gold-plated, I'll be your bad habit. Race to the bottom anyway. It's all the same thing.
Cool. So that's a new song called Idol. Tell me about the fact that you mentioned that y'all used to live in New York and now we live a bit, actually really spread out across the States and dare I say Canada? What is that like being a really distributed band?
I mean, it's cool. I think it's like we realized during like the pandemic that we had this ability to essentially be a remote band. Like Erik would send me demos and then I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Like I have a practice pad at home. So I would like practice my part, then send it to them and then just be like, hey, does this work out? Let me know if I need to pull back on anything. If it's good, cool. And then we can continue moving on. So I think just like in combination of like learning, we could like use these resources that kind of really came about amid the pandemic, and trusting each other to just work on our own kind of individual parts, and that way we can bring it all together. And then yeah, just Erik being a machine at writing songs, it makes it really easy. So yeah, I'd say the main problem of course is that like you're not able to do those things in real time, but we've somehow managed to make it work. And obviously the only other challenge is of course expenses when it comes to traveling, especially for our other guitarist Jon, who is in Canada. So yeah.
So Erik moved incredibly far away from me. We used to live in Brooklyn together, and he decided to go to Queens, which is
5 extra minutes.
the zip code changes when you cross the street. So yes, yes, I do miss you sometimes,
Yes.
but we try to do everything we can to get back together.
So tell me about the new song then.
Lockdown made it, like Elijah was saying, lockdown kind of made us realize there's like a shift to being able to be virtual and not have to like break our backs. There's so many things that we almost were going to go to Africa. I really want to do this thing called the diaspora tour. So Mexico, Africa, more of South America and Japan. And lockdown just made me realize how quickly that can just, bam, gone. And on top of that, growing as a band, even though we're in this niche of a niche genre, you know, I'm at the laundromat looking busted, and someone's like, "Are you Erik from Proper?" And what am I supposed to look at what I wear? You know, I have a snake tattooed on my head. I can't be like, "Oh, wrong guy." And that feeling of just always being watched on top of social media. I was a big doom scroller. It's just never good for me. So the song Idol is about, I mean, there are so many lines literally about social media. Open, close it, already read it. The double entendre being I read it, and then the website read it. Really having to just like stop myself from like, open Twitter, all right, close it. I'm bored, open Twitter, close, and then realizing I spent 4 hours doing that. And on top of the uneasy feeling of not being watched, but like once you reach a certain level, you're on a stage all the time. And I really wanted to write something from the a perspective of like, this is uncomfortable, but seeing how people like get that power off of it. So the line is, worship me, I won't mislead you. And there are so many artists now that I've been fortunate enough to meet them. They say like, don't meet your idols, but there are some that I've met that are just, I see why they're my idol, you know, when you picked right. So like trying to be neutral, but that uneasy specter of, even though we're a D-list band, still on the list, and it makes it uncomfortable to navigate sometimes when I'm just trying to get groceries, or when we are on tour. Sometimes the lines and pictures and the loudness get a bit overwhelming being on the spectrum. It's just having to put my earplugs in, take a second, come back out, and be like, hi, you want a picture? Yeah, let's do it. And just, because I do owe it to those people that are showing up to see us, to be involved and engaged. And of course, I'll take a picture with you. Like, I've been that kid who's just so excited, just like, I love your music. Like, and it means a lot that we get to be at that level where it happens. So the song is generally all those mixed feelings about some level of fame and just how do you navigate that space.
And you've got to do some really cool things with, dare I say, a few of our own idols in the last few years. I'm thinking like the Coheed Cruise.
I feel like, so I'm the least heavy oriented person in the band, so I feel like Furnace was, for you, a big one.
So I have a couple friends back when I was growing up from Philly. One of the band's called Nothing. And I saw that they were playing Furnace Fest like a few years ago, one of the reincarnations of Furnace Fest. And the second I saw it, I'm like, I want to be on that fest, which is, back then, was so outlandish of a stretch, of a reach. Like, that was one of those things that are never going to happen. But I'm like, Erik, can you submit us for Furnace Fest or something? And I guess they said yes. I'm like, the fuck? Like, I just thought, it's just one of those things about being in this band. It's like, you reach for the stars, like you shoot your shot, and it happens sometimes, and it blows your mind. Like, I never thought in a million years I would be on a festival of Madball, you know, for things of that nature, and it's so cool. But,
Just like hanging out in the shed, which is where all the hardcore shows were. Yeah. Again, I'm more of a prog rock. Like the Coheed Cruise was my shining moment. Cried side stage every night, but I got it. Being side stage at it's the shed, right?
Yeah.
The shed at Furnace, and it was just like back to back to back pits, crazy energy. Just like, I get this, where this community, how this has become what it is.
Yeah, Furnace Fest was definitely the one. Tsunami, Speed. Shouts out Speed, big time. Shouts out the Flute. Yeah, they were great. Say Anything side stage was really cool.
Another big one for me. For sure,
yeah, that was super, super sick. And then Dillinger's Escape Plan was second to last as the final headliner for the show. And hearing 49% Burnt live, and then the lead singer proceed to like put gasoline in his mouth and then blow out fire.
There for that.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, you weren't there for that? Wow. Exclusive.
And then he lit his amp. He lit his amp on fire after he blew fireballs. Yeah.
okay.
Yep. So proper 2040. Expect it when we're able to afford to destroy all of our stuff like that.
Well, before 2040, what are we working on next?
A new record. The song that we're about to play is off of that. Like I was saying, like COVID, like kind of realizing, like you don't need approval to do things. Just kind of for once, I'm a rusher. The biggest criticism this as a band gets is just like, you can tell the mix isn't there. The guy doesn't sing well, which I had to learn how to sing. Sorry, it took me a long time, but like finally taking my time to do something. And like, you know, talking to some labels and the usual run around, like, that song's great. Can you write me another one? That one's great. Can you write me another one? I've now written 8 songs. And it's just like, well, I might as well just finish it and just like, it's done. Do you want it or not? And if not, be okay with just being like, cool, we'll do it on our own timeline. I feel like after we get to an age, and that now that we've done almost everything on the checklist, it's I want to put out a record that I don't rush myself, that I don't panic about, that I'm not in the studio like in hyperventilating, crying. You know what I mean? Like, I just get in my own head about it needs to be perfect. You can't let these two down, and I want to slow down and do this record on my own terms.
It's supposed to be enjoyable.
Exactly.
You're supposed to love it.
Exactly.
Cool. So before we get into the last song, what can you tell me about that?
What was the last song, y'all?
How about Ganymede? I've now looked it up. There's a Jupiter's moon, but I'm guessing that it's more leaning, if I think about the lyrics, the Greek mythology story of Ganymede.
So it's actually about like having suicidal thoughts, but under the guise of trying to make it sound like a Greek epic. So of course it's been like a year since I wrote it, but Ganymede, can't remember the story of Ganymede. But the first verse, purgatory. Second verse, Pluto going to hell. Last verse, I want to go, I want to fly. Maybe I'll make it to heaven, but I don't know if I'm good enough to be there. And I'm not religious. I just thought maybe I could try something that I normally wouldn't write. I usually start writing with prompts. And I remember in the studio, we were with Bartiz, and the productions where it really changed were like, if I'm doing a palm muted part on the verse, I'll do it the next verse. And he's like, what if you do it this way? And it like blew my mind. And I remember you were so ready to be like, yeah, that is a great idea. And I'm like, no. And then I did it. I was like, yeah, y'all were right. But thematically, I just really, my first love was Greek mythology. That really got me into reading. And I would just go through all the pages, all the stories, and then obviously going into Roman mythology and then spreading out in the world. It's just something I've always loved and wanted to always put into a song. And for people that get the references, I love it when people are just like, I think I get what you're trying to say on that one. I'm like, yes. So I'm usually a pretty direct, straightforward guy. So for once, I tried to be a bit, not mysterious, but, you know, try to make my English teacher proud back from 9th grade.
Musically, for Ganymede, going back to what I said earlier about doing way too much in 90 seconds, recording with Bart on this song was an opportunity of growth. He taught me more about locking in, and sometimes less is a lot more. So it was very difficult, but a lot of times I just one note, let it sit, let it log in with the kick with Eli, and let everybody feel that. So it's a very minimal song when it comes to the bass line, but I think it's very impactful as well.
Minimal there, but then we get this really long drum solo in it.
I'm sure that was your idea, right?
The drum solo, yes. I don't remember how. That was probably the Coheed.
It was for Coheed crew.
Yeah, it was
so
for Coheed.
We had to do 3 separate sets, and they encouraged us to have them not be the same. So we pretty much brought out everything on our arsenal, and like, how do we elongate this set to be more than like 30 minutes?
And then I was like, hey, I can drum solo, and I regretted it. And then I didn't once I realized I had the endurance to be able to do it multiple times a night. Yeah, it's fun. For anyone who happens to be introduced to us via this video, that solo is not on the song, so don't expect that. Sorry.
But go to a gig.
But go to a gig,
and
and 9 times out of 10, you will be able to experience it live. But it is fun. You know, a little bit of John Bonham in there, a little bit of Dave Grohl, you know, a little bit of Keith Moon, a little bit of John Theodore. Shouts out to all my drum nerds who will get those names, or just music lovers in general, because some of those are really recognizable. But yeah, it's fun. Glad I was able to keep this one under 2 minutes.
More solos, more improv in punk, please. Thanks.
Yes,
Love it.
don't be afraid to improv in punk. Or any genre, but especially punk. Come on, you can do it. You know you can do it. Come on, come on, come on.
I think I'll run away to Germany and maybe Ganymede. Go off, start a one-man colony. Won't worry about the first and the 15th. My body might actually belong to me, and not some palmer monopoly. No waiting around for World War III or another billionaire to tell me I owe it to God and country to enlist the kids that look just like me. There's something off about this star-crossed rock, trapping in blast off. You're lost in the stars, how's feeling? Looking this time of year, loving underdog, I'll fit right in there. Was it the underworld? I just can't remember where I'm going. No landlords may enter. This is my house, it's my domain. No tourism, no private planes, no single-use plastic or ad campaigns. Sweet nothingness, forever the same. I should've knew you, never knew the difference. Please just excuse my ignorance. I need to get some considerable distance. Cause God, my God, I hate you here. Can't picture another geosecure. Target covered, I straight past the sun and disappear. I'll disappear.